Welcome to the Lululoves Crochet Podcast episode 31. My name is Emma and this is my podcast all about crochet and crafts and books and anything else I've been enjoying really. So I hope you're all well. We are well, we're all in good health and good spirits. We've all been keeping busy. I mean, things are starting to go back to normal a bit here anyway. I mean, Rob and I, we're self-employed anyway. I mean, well, I also work for the library, but primarily we're self-employed. So I suppose it's had its challenges in different ways, really. The fact that the children have been home, but everything seems to be ticking over and we're all doing okay. So I hope you're all doing okay as well. I have been running. I took up the couch to 5k. It did get to a point in lockdown where if I ran upstairs I got out of breath and I thought I've got to do something about that. So I started the couch to 5k. I used the app. I'll link the app I used below. I think it's a 9-week course. I managed it in about 12 weeks because I had to keep repeating weeks because I am not a very sporty person. I like yoga, I like swimming, a bit of kitchen dancing after a glass of wine, but anything that makes me hot and sweaty is not really for me. But I thought it was time really that I got fit, and I thought, you know, it might help me feel better and stronger, and so I've done that and I did it, so it's really good. Whether or not I'll carry on, I think maybe I'll just try and do one run a week just to try and keep my fitness levels up, because that's a lot of work to put in, isn't it, to let it go. Anyway, so I've been doing that about 3 times a week, and that's about, you know, an hour each time, so that's sort of taken out some of my crochet time. And the other thing that happened is the big thing. I mean, we've had birthdays, anniversaries and lots of lockdown celebrations, but the other major thing is that Lulu has finished primary school, so she is my baby. So that's the last child at primary school, which means, you know, after 16 years of doing those primary school runs, I will no longer be doing it. And actually, although that's brilliant, you know, it's been quite hard, I won't lie. I think emotionally I've been really up and down about it. So I'm trying very hard to focus forward and not look back. But she did amazing. You know, they went back to school for, you know, just a few weeks for their last term because she's year 6. And, yeah, very different circumstances. They had these bubbles of 10 children, different teachers, and they all did so well. And I mean, and the teachers did amazingly as well. So I was really proud of her. So, yeah, she's excited to be moving on. And, you know, I think she's ready as well, really. So it's just, I need to get some, it's me, I need to adjust more than Lulu. And what else has been happening? Oh, I am very excited to announce that this video has been sponsored. I have got my very first sponsor for a YouTube video, and I am over the moon. So I was contacted earlier in the month by Skillshare. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're an online community, a membership community, and they provide classes for creatives, really. It's a creative community. So they do classes on crafts, photography, freelancing, which I found really interesting, journaling, mindfulness, so many different classes. And they reached out and asked if I would like to work with them this month. So I will talk about them a bit more when we get to the work in progress, because it's led to a new whip. So I'll share that and I'll talk to you about the course that I took. But I'm really grateful. I'm really thankful to have the opportunity, really, because it means that I can keep making free patterns and putting content on my blog, you know. So that's really good. It's really exciting for me. So I hope you'll be interested and excited too. So what else? I've taken notes today because I haven't podcasted for I think maybe a month or 2. I want to make sure I talk to you about everything, but I just suffer from brain fog so badly these days, and I'm not sure if it's the lockdown or my age. We'll go with lockdown. Anyway, so we'll start with the normal format, okay? Finished objects, work in progress. I've got a couple of new items to show you, not many. And then I've got some books and TV to talk to you about. So the first item I'll show you actually, because I just put up a tutorial on these. Actually, I'm wearing one today. Is my these are called my Lacy Headbands. I designed these for the Crochet Zine team over on Instagram. I'll put all the links, by the way. If I'm talking too fast, I apologise. They will all be in a blog post. So if you click on the link in the description, it will take you through. Everything I've mentioned will be linked. Anyway, I'm working with the Crochet Zine team this year as one of their ambassadors. So I designed a little pattern for their romantic issue. And it's these lovely little headbands. So crochet headbands, there we go. And the nice thing about them is I've attached them to these elastic hair ties. I've got peach one here, that might be a bit easier for you to see. They're very simple. So you attach them, actually, there we go. You attach them to the hair tie, work up. It's just a really quick and easy pattern. You work up all the way around and then you reattach them to the hair tie. It's that simple. I've done a blog post. This is a free pattern. It's up on my blog. There we go. There's also a video tutorial to go with it that's on the blog. The link's on the blog. The tutorial's on YouTube. You can tell I haven't filmed for a while. Really simple. Actually, this one has only got edging. It's got a very simple edging. I'm just trying to find the right way to show you. It's a very simple edging. And it's gives a sort of open work, but quite sturdy pattern. And because, I don't know if you can see, because they've got these elastic bands, you know, hair bobbles at the back, it means that they stretch without having to stretch the cotton, because before now I've made headbands, you know, and out of cotton, and after a couple of wears they've not been any good really. So that was my answer to that. I've enjoyed wearing them. I've made black ones for my eldest daughter. She's got blonde hair and the black looked really lovely on her. I've made a couple of cream ones for Lulu and myself. Yeah, they're really nice. And I also think they make quite cute gifts because they don't take, once you get the hang of them, they don't take very long at all to make. So that for me is a perfect project really, because once you've started on that would be finished within the hour. So they use DK cotton, any DK cotton should work, 4mm hook, and just very basic stitches. So perfect. So if you are interested, you can pop over to the blog, the pattern's written up there. Or there's, like I said, there's a YouTube tutorial, which I think is suitable for beginners really, as long as you know how to do, I didn't go over chain stitches really, but other than that, I think if you can chain and you know what a double crochet and a treble or a single and a double are, you should be fine, although I do go over those stitches anyway. So that's my first project. I've been making lots and lots of hairbands. The pattern also is over on Instagram on the Crochet Zine website. So I'll put the links below. So that's the only finished item I've got. I don't know what, I've got one that was nearly finished. I wanted it to be finished, but I didn't quite get there. So I'll get this one out. And this is in my daisy project, inspired by all of those lovely daisies that were, well, they've all gone over now. They were all up the lanes, all along the roadsides, really beautiful daisies. And I really wanted to create a project using the daisies and pink. Now I was thinking of doing a throw to start with, but at the time, and we're talking sort of mid-lockdown here, I'd ran out of this pink yarn. I had quite a bit, so I've got two big pieces here. It's an Aran weight cotton. yeah, I couldn't get any more. It was out of stock and I was impatient. So I've carried on, and I think what I'm going to make with these is a beach bag or a picnic bag. So I'm going to just pop both of the squares together and have that as a really big slouchy beach bag with a handle, because excuse me, I thought I'd turn that off. Okay, where was I? I was talking about my beach bag. Yes, I don't know if you remember, but a long time, probably last summer, maybe even the summer before, I did a really big crochet bag with I think it was Wool in the Gang project, with their tape fabric. Anyway, it created this really big bag, and my eldest daughter loves it. She takes it to the beach because she can just put a picnic blanket in there and a bottle of water and her book, and you know, it's brilliant for that. So I was thinking, well, actually I wouldn't mind something similar for myself. So I'm going to make one with these squares. This is the pattern that I've come up with. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of similar kind of squares out there, but this is the one that I've played around with. I will write this one up as well. I just want to finish it really, and then I'll get the pattern up for the squares and the joins on the blog, with instructions on how to make a bag if anyone's interested. I mean, it's going to be pretty basic, I think. So that's what we're going with. Yeah, this is an Aran weight cotton, so it's really nice and strong, but it's made my squares quite big, so it's bigger than a normal tape. Gosh, I could nearly make a top out of that, couldn't I? That would be, I've made that mistake before with the cotton Aran. I won't do that again. I made Lulu a lovely cotton t-shirt last year, I think, and it was just too heavy for her to wear in the summer. So that's what I'm working on. I am using yarn and colours. So this is the wool band. I'm not sure what shade this one is. Oh, the old pink. That's the shade that I was working with. So that's just their yarn and colours epic cotton. I've got an orange and the white and a little bit of pink left. So I'm making, to go with it, a little mini bag for Lulu. I mean, she might be able to put a book in there. So that green yarn is a recycled cotton. I think that might be one of the paint box recycled cottons. I'll have a look and I'll put the link in. It is a little bit thicker than the yarn and colours yarn. So that's that. So hopefully that will be finished soon, because I'd like to be able to use that. We've been going on, you know, lots of walks and picnics. I think that would be really useful. And the other work in progress, I started on the way to the beach. We finally had a trip. We went down in the evening when it would be nice and quiet. We went down to celebrate my wedding anniversary. So we drove down and yeah, we went to Chesil Beach actually, and just had a walk, and then went up to the lighthouse and had another walk, and it was perfect for me because I love that sort of thing. So it wasn't really a beach trip, I suppose, but it was nice to be by the sea again. I felt really, really refreshed and calm, and there was hardly anyone about, so it was lovely. Anyway, on the way up, I had bought my new magazine with me. This is the latest issue of Inside Crochet, and I bought it because I was really drawn to all the floral projects they had in here. Let me, oh gosh, look at that for an image. I just love that. I love that, but I also love all these flowers in her hair, and they also had a hairband pattern, a little floral hairband pattern. So I would love that bag as well. That's by Cassie Ward. Really, really pretty. So I just loved all of those, that whole series of patterns. So I went out and I bought the magazine. But while I was in the car, you know, I've been trying not to buy new yarn really. I've been trying to use up what I've got, but I think, sorry if you can hear chattering in the background, all the children are home. I have told them to be quiet, but you know, it's children, you can't, you can't do anything about the noise. I love this as well. This is by Jennifer Oates. It's a lovely, oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? I just love all the detail. Everything in this issue is just right on my street. Anyway, I came to this. This is by Claire Trowbridge. It's a beaded jug cover. There we go. And I thought, what am I like to do with it? Because I had some really thin cotton yarn. I think it uses, this one uses Anchor Mercer Crochet Cotton number 20. I'm pretty sure it was some Rico. I don't know, I'll link it, I'll find the label and I'll link it. And it uses a 1.8mm hook. I refuse to work with less than a 2mm. I find it too hard on my eyes. So I've got my 2mm hook, and I already had this cotton yarn I'd bought a while ago. I've got a couple of them actually. So it was perfect, it was sort of waiting to happen. So I started it, and there we go. It's all curled up really, can't really see that so well, but it is lovely. It's lovely and delicate, and it's got these, you know, shells that sort of stick up like flowers. What I'm going to do is I've just come on to the bit now, the sort of, I can't really show you because the pattern's there, but I've just sort of come on to this sort of netting bit where you then put the beads. And what I want to do is I've got a load of crafting pearls, and I just think that would be so beautiful in the garden, draped over one of my jugs with a load of pearls hanging down it. So that's what I'm working on, and you know, it's a really nice, relaxing, it's quite a repetitive, it's a mandala basically, so it's quite a nice, repetitive, but you get enough interest in the change in every row to keep you sort of occupied. So I'm just slowly doing a sort of row or two on that, and then I'm going to have to gather up the beads and look at how I'm doing that, because I think I've got a feeling they might be sewn on and not crocheted on. I don't know, I'll have to have a look. But anyway, I really recommend it. That's a really, really lovely pattern. I'm looking forward to using that as well. So that's that, and that's the current issue of Inside Crochet number 126. So I'm enjoying that. And then my last work in progress has been as a result of one of the classes I took on Skillshare. So as I was searching the Skillshare website, I obviously typed in crochet and knitting, and I'm still very much in the beginning stages of my knitting. As you know, it's a long, it's been a long and slow journey for me, but I was looking around their website, and they had some classes by Will and the Gang. So I had a look on, and they had you know, a beginner's knitting class, and it was to make, I've got the class written down here actually. It was to make a clutch bag. So the class was it was Make Your Own Clutch Bag, I think that was all it's called. It's by Charlotte Hintzen. I'll put the class link below. And it used very simple stitches, really big needles. So these are 10mm needles, knitting needles. And it used t-shirt yarn. And then what drew me to it is I already had this t-shirt yarn left over from when I made the bag. So this is the paint box t-shirt yarn. The tutorial, I think they were using their own Will and the Gang yarn. And this is what I've got. It's really, really simple. Oh, you can actually see. It's a really simple pattern. What I learned, and actually I think the best thing I've taken away from this is I learned a new cast on method. And now look at that. If you're knitters, you will probably know what that is. I have never tried that before. That is called the cable cast on. I really like that. I mean, that just makes the work look so neat. I've just dropped the ball on the floor. Excuse me. Oh, they're heavy. That makes that work look so neat. I'll definitely use that method again. Can you see? I mean, even with my messy stitches, I still feel like that that looks neat. Now, I've stopped with this because this is nothing to do with the pattern either. The pattern was perfect, easy to follow. The class itself was lovely. It's the yarn. Now, I've only worked with the t-shirt yarn to do that basket, and I found both my cakes were really even. Now, I don't know if this is a common thing with t-shirt yarn because it's recycled yarn, but can you see how my stitches have gone from being really thick to quite thin and sort of see-through? That is the yarn. The yarn has changed. I'm not sure if I'd be happy with that as a clutch bag. So I don't know whether to snip and try and move on to when the yarn thickens up. It already feels like it's thickening up again, you see. So yeah, the new stitches are again thicker. So I'm just going to have this strip of thinner stitches. I'm not sure. Is that, how noticeable do you think that is? Let me know, because I'm reluctant to, you know, I'm still quite a slow knitter. I'm reluctant to go all the way up and then realise I don't like it. So I'm torn. I don't know whether to try this pattern with a different yarn. I do have some chunky yarn, like ultra chunky yarn, which I think might substitute quite well for this jersey cotton, this recycled yarn. I really, really like the way that the cotton and this jersey knits up. Look at the stretch. I mean, I love that. I really, really love that. So, and I think a little clutch bag, that's the perfect size for a little clutch bag, if you can imagine. So I really want to finish this. Let me know. I've paused. I've pressed pause at the moment. But the course itself, getting back to the main point, the course itself was really easy to follow. Like I said, I learnt a new cast on. It was really, really easy to follow, and most of their courses are under 60 minutes, and this one was actually under 30 minutes, and it was broken down into sort of 10-minute sections, so you can go back and come back. So for example, I went back to the edging quite a lot because it's slipping off, and I'd not done that either. So I would quite often just go back to the video and just double check. So I was really impressed, and I just need to figure out what I'm going to do about that yarn, whether I try it again. I think maybe, you know, that could actually, I'm not sure if that will be the back of the bag. If that's the back of the bag, that's probably not going to be too bad. Anyway, I definitely recommend that class if you're new to knitting, even if you're not. And I think it was a lovely class. I haven't checked out any of their other ones yet, but I definitely will. So I will put a link to that class down below. And if you would like to try some classes for yourself, Skillshare have kindly offered the first 1,000 of my subscribers free membership for 2 months. So it's premium membership, so you can try any of the classes for free for 2 months. And I think the usual membership cost is, I think it's just under $10 a month anyway, so it's fairly inexpensive. But like I said, if you want to have a look, I'll put the links below. I'll also link some of the classes that I've been taking, so go and have a look if you think you might be interested in that. I've also downloaded an app. There's a Skillshare app, and you can search the courses like that, and I go through and save a few that I think might take my fancy. And then if I've got a bit of time at the weekend, it's been really nice to sort of just sit down for sort of half an hour and learn something new. I've been doing some courses on Canva as well. I've been finding they've been really useful. In fact, I used Canva to update my YouTube thumbnail. So loads of things you can learn. So what next? I've talked about everything. That's all the crochet done, I think. So I will just talk you through the book I've been reading. And oh, actually I've got a couple of new things to show you. So the first thing, I actually won a giveaway on Instagram. I think probably over 6 weeks ago. Maybe even 2 months ago, I can't remember, but the lovely Sherry of Ollie and Bella tagged me in an Instagram giveaway, and I went over and had a look and entered, and I won. So I was really surprised. I won a set of mini skeins, so you can see why I entered. I'm still collecting my mini skeins. I won a set of mini skeins from Pigment and Ply. It's her lovely card. They are on Instagram as well. I'll put all the details below. So I want a set of the sock minis. There they are. Aren't they beautiful? Absolutely stunning. Look at those colours. I can't wait to get them out and add them to my blankets, which I'm still working on, by the way. Still pottering along. I should have brought it up, really. Aren't they just beautiful? Really sort of earthy, natural colours. Really, I'm just in love with those. Let's get one out and have a look. They feel really soft as well. And like I said, I've never bought, wasn't even aware of the company. So, oh, look at that. Can you see that? There's one. Now it doesn't say the colours on, so I guess you would have to pop along to her website and have a look, or her Instagram maybe. There's another one there. Beautiful. I love this one as well. This really reminds me of like the heather on the moors. Look at that bit of green. Lovely. And then, oh, this is nice as well. It's just got a hint of pink about it. And that one's, oh, look at that, it's pretty as well. So I was so grateful. Yeah, just really happy to well, find a new brand and add to my mini collection. So I'm looking forward to winding those up and working with those soon. And then the only other thing I bought was a new crochet hook. I treated myself to a new crochet hook. I bought this from Boltec Crochet Hooks. It's Alan. He's over on Facebook. Now, Alan sent me a couple of his crochet hooks a couple of years ago. Yeah, I think it was probably about 2 years ago. And I've been meaning to go over and order another one because he does these, you know, most beautiful handcrafted hooks. You sort of put your order in. If you go over to his Facebook page, you can put your order in. And then he messages you when they're ready. But this is, look at this. Look at that crochet hook. Oh gosh. Now I waited about a month, I think, but it was definitely worth it. Now I feel like this might be a walnut one. I can't quite remember the wood. I will put the links in the blog post, but it's this glittery resin center that does it for me. And he does these with gold centers, pink centers. Oh gosh, and they're beautiful hooks to work with. So if you've got someone with a birthday, or you know, maybe if you're going to start forward thinking for Christmas, because you know, you do have to order these in advance. They're just stunning, and they're so smooth and soft. The workmanship is just second to none, I think. And you know, he's a really lovely guy. So I'll put the links to Alan's Facebook shop. But just message him. He's really lovely. Like I said, I have worked with Alan before, but this was something I purchased myself. That's beautiful. So I'm really, really happy with that. I've been meaning to order one for months and months and just not got around to it. So with lockdown and everything slowing down, I finally got around to it. And that is it for crochet, I think. I'm just going to check my list. Just a minute. Yes, that was it. So I'm just going to tell you about the book I'm reading and then a TV show, and then I think that will be it for today. I apologise for this squeaky chair as well. My husband said you must you must get rid of that chair, Emma. It just squeaks everywhere. The book that I'm reading is The Water Dancer. This is by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I think that's how you say it. There we go. I took this copy out from the library just before shutdown. So, and as you can see, I'm not even quite halfway through it yet. My reading has definitely slowed down over the lockdown. I'm really enjoying it. It is, I think this is his debut novel. I think he's was a journalist, and this is his first book. It's about a young man called Hiram who has been enslaved since birth. He lives on the plantation, and his mother had been sold when he was younger. He doesn't really remember her going, but he sort of has this gift of, I mean, almost like a photographic memory. He can imitate people's voices. He also has this sort of mystical power, this ability to bring up this spirit, this water dancer, whenever he finds himself in trouble. So at the moment he's trying to escape the plantation in Virginia, he's just uncovered an underground organisation. It's, I'm not going to lie, it's, you know, the atrocities that are committed are hard to read. It's, you know, any book about slavery I think is hard to read, but worth reading, because, you know, it's a history. But this book also has a mystical element about it, so it's sort of balanced out these atrocities with this mystical element, and that doesn't take away you know, from the story or the message, but it adds an element that, I don't know, it just, I guess, somehow balances it. I don't think I'm explaining it very well. It's a really interesting book. If you read The Underground Railroad, I think you would like this. I really liked The Underground Railroad. And that, again, was another book that was quite hard to read in places. So, yeah, definitely, I definitely recommend that. I mean, I'm only halfway through, so, you know, I may change my mind. But for now, I'm definitely enjoying that. And that's it. As for TV, we have just watched, I'm going to get the name of it, The Secrets She Keeps. That's on iPlayer. I think it just started on Sunday evening over on maybe BBC One. I think it must have started a couple of weeks ago, actually. I caught an episode and kicked myself because I wanted to record it. Anyway, all the episodes are available on iPlayer. It's really good. I mean, yeah, I don't think I've got through, I think it's about a 6-parter. I don't think I got through a series so quickly in a while, actually. It's about 2 women who are both pregnant, and, you know, they live in the same area. They sort of run into each other. And one of them, her baby is abducted from the hospital the day she gives birth. So it follows these 2 women. It's really, really good. It's gripping, it's sad, emotional. Yeah, there was something about it I just really, really liked. It's got Laura Carmichael. She is Lady Edith from Downton Abbey, and Jessica de Gaulle, who was in Dracula. Not the series that's just been on telly, but the 2013 series that had Jonathan Rhys-Meyers in it. Do you remember that? I loved that series. I think they only ever did one series, but I really, really liked it. She's beautiful and such, like, she's got such presence. Yeah, it's just, well, everyone in it is really amazing. So I definitely recommend that. I won't talk too much about it because I don't want to give the plot away, actually, because it does unfold quite quickly, but I don't want to spoil that for you. But I definitely recommend it, so go and have a watch. And I think that's everything. So I hope you're all well. I will be back hopefully in another couple of weeks. The summer holidays have just started now, so I think that should make it a bit easier for me because there's no homeschooling going along, no school runs or anything like that. So, but we'll see. As soon as I've got some finished things to show you, I'll be back with another episode. So yeah, stay safe and hopefully see you all soon.